Hello friends, this is class 6th, subject English, and today we are going to begin a lesson from the book A Pact with the Sun. A Pact with the Sun is your supplementary reader book. Today we are going to begin with lesson 3, The Shepherd's Treasure, and today's lecture is lecture 1. Points to be covered in today's class, or we can say the objectives of today's class, the things which we are going to do in this lecture. Number 1, introduction to the lesson, the shepherd's treasure will be given. Thereafter, explanation of the lesson line by line will be done. Then homework will be assigned, and at last discussion of previous homework will be done, which was being assigned in your previous class, that was transitive and intransitive verbs. Introduction to the lesson. This story means the shepherd's treasure story throws light upon the importance of human values like honesty, wisdom and humanity. So, which are human values? Honesty, wisdom and humanity. How by following such high values and principles a shepherd became a governor. Means how by following or adapting these values, a simple man or an ordinary man who was just a shepherd, he became a governor just by following these values, these human values, which are honesty, wisdom and humanity. Students, now we shall begin with the lesson. First of all, I would like to tell you the key points of first half of the lesson of this lecture. A poor shepherd once lived in Iran. Though uneducated, he was very wise and helpful. The king decided to meet him in disguise. Disguise means by changing his face, he took somebody else's personality, and the king decided to meet that shepherd. Now I shall explain you the lesson line by line. In a village in Iran, there once lived a shepherd. Means the shepherd lived in the village in Iran. He was very poor. Means the shepherd was very poor. He did not have even a small cottage of his own. Cottage means a small house. Means the shepherd did not have even his own small house. He had never been to school or learned to read and write. Means the shepherd had never gone to the school to learn to read or to write, for there were very few schools in those days. Here 4 is used for reason, because there were very few schools in those days. That's why shepherd could not go, and or we can say he could not join the school in order to learn, read or write. Though poor and uneducated, although he was poor and uneducated, means he was living in poverty, this shepherd was very wise. Means he was very wise. He understood people's sorrow. Sorrow means their sadness. He could understand people's sadness and troubles. Troubles means problems. And helped them face their problems with courage and common sense. He used to help people to face their own courage, their own problems with their courage and common sense. Many people came to him for advice because he was such a wise man. He used to give good advice to everybody. So many people came to him for advice. Soon he became famous for his wisdom and friendly nature. The king of that country heard about him and thought of meeting him because he was too famous, as he used to give wise advice to everybody and he was known for his wisdom and friendly nature. So the king of that very country decided to meet the shepherd. Disguised as a shepherd and riding on a mule. Disguised means he had changed his face. He took somebody else's personality. Disguised as a shepherd and riding on a mule. Mule is a scuff, or in Hindi we call it khachar. One day the king came to the cave where the wise shepherd lived. As soon as the shepherd saw the traveler coming towards the cave, he rose to welcome him. Rose is second form of rise, means as soon as the shepherd saw that shepherd, means the king who was disguised as shepherd, as soon as the shepherd saw that traveler coming towards the cave, the shepherd stood up to welcome him. He took the tired traveler inside the cave, gave him water to drink and a share of his own meager meal. Who took the tired traveler inside the cave? The shepherd. He took the tired traveler inside the cave, gave him some water and drink and a share of his meager meal. Meager means meal which is lack in quantity, or which is insufficient for, which was insufficient for himself, or there were the meal which is lack on nutrients. So he shared that his own meager meal with that traveler, though the shepherd did not know that who the who the traveler was actually. Okay, still he shared his water, he shared his own meager meal with that traveler because he was such a kind man. The king rested for the night in the cave and was greatly impressed by the shepherd's hospitality and wise conversation. The king, who disguised himself as a shepherd, he decided to take rest for the night in the cave only, in the cave of shepherd only, and he was highly impressed by the shepherd's hospitality. The king was highly impressed by the shepherd's way of welcoming him. The way the shepherd welcomed the king was highly impressed with that particular way, and with the wise conversation. Wise conversation means the conversation which held between the king and the shepherd. The shepherd was able to make out that his visitor was none other than the king. Means the shepherd could imagine, he assumed, anyhow he came to the result that the visitor was none other than the king. The king made the wise shepherd governor of a small district. Now this is the next part of this lesson. The king made the wise shepherd governor of a small district. Other governors became jealous of the new governor and called him dishonest. Though still tired, the king decided to depart the new morning. Means the king was very tired, though he decided to depart or to go the next morning. He said, "Many thanks for your kindness to a poor traveler. I have a long way to go. Permit me to leave." The king was going from there. That was the time of departure for the king to from that hut or from that cottage. The king said many thanks to the shepherd for his kindness to a poor traveler, because the king had disguised himself as a traveler, poor traveler. He said that I have a long way to go, permit me to live, give permission me to leave from there. Looking straight into the eyes of his guest, the shepherd replied. Means the shepherd replied by looking straight into the eyes of that guest or that king, thank you, your majesty, for paying me the compliment of a visit. Because it happens many times that we generally do good hospitality of a person who comes at our home, but a few people give compliment of that visit, that the hospitality made by us. The king was astonished. Astonished means he was amazed, he was surprised, as well as pleased. Pleased means happy. The king was surprised as well as happy. He is indeed very wise. Indeed means undoubtedly, without any doubt. He is indeed very wise. Undoubtedly, that shepherd was very wise. He thought to himself, the king thought to himself, I need people like him to work for me. Because the king really wanted people like that wise shepherd to work for him. And the king appointed this humble shepherd the governor of a small district. Now, the shepherd who used to give advice to everyone was being appointed or got appointed as a governor of a small district of that king's kingdom. Although he rose to power and dignity, means rose is second form of rise. Although the power and dignity of that shepherd got rose, the shepherd remained as humble as ever. Although the poor shepherd got dignity and power as well, still he remained as humble, as wise as ever, or as he was earlier. People loved and honored him for his wisdom, sympathy, and goodness. Means people liked him a lot as a new governor, and he was too intelligent. He was being liked by the people for his intelligence also. He was kind and just to one and all. Means he was not only kind with one person, but also with everyone. His fame as a fair and wise governor soon spread throughout the country. Means everyone came to know that he was a very fair and wise governor of that very district. Now the governors of other provinces grew terribly jealous of him and began to talk to the king against him, because the other governors came to know that there was a poor shepherd who became a governor, and all the people started to like him. So rest of the governors started hating him. They grew terribly jealous of him, and they began to talk to the king against him. What did they talk against that poor shepherd to the king? Let's see. They said, he is very dishonest and keeps for himself part of the money that he collects as tax from the people. Beta, it was the ritual that the tax was being collected by the king from the people who used to live there. So the other governors complained against that poor shepherd who became a new governor, who was being liked by the other people. They complained that the new governor was dishonest, and he used to keep for himself part of the money that he used to collect as tax from the people. Why did he always carry with him? They added an iron chest. Means they said that he used to keep an iron chest with him. Chest is box, an iron box with him. Why was it so? Perhaps he carried in it the treasure that he had secretly collected. Means the kings were complaining against that new governor that he might be carrying the treasure secretly in that iron chest, in that iron box that he might have collected from the people. After all, they said mockingly. Mockingly means making fun of. After all, they said mockingly, he was an ordinary shepherd and could behave no better. Means it was the only thing that could be expected from that shepherd. They all said, means all the other governors said, who was very jealous of that new governor who was actually very wise. It was being said that nothing could be expected from that poor shepherd other than stealing the money or befooling others. Students, we have read 2/3 part of the lesson. The last part will be read in the next class, will be explained in the next class. Now, it is the time to assign you homework. Question number 1. Why hadn't the shepherd been to school in his childhood? This answer can be marked in your book. There are 3 options. He was very poor. There were very few schools in those days. He wasn't interested in studies. So, this is to be done in the book only. Question number 2. Who visited the shepherd one day and why? This you need to explain in your rough notebook. Question number 3. Why did the other governors grow jealous of the shepherd? This is also supposed to be done in your rough notebook. Now, we shall discuss the solution of previous homework, means the homework which was being assigned in your last class, that was transitive and intransitive verbs. Exercise 1. Underline the verbs in the following sentences and tell in each case whether the verb is transitive or intransitive. Where the verb is transitive, name the object. Number 1. Rama loves work but Abdul hates it. Now, the verb is loves. Rama loves what? Rama loves work. So, loves is transitive verb. Hates is also transitive verb. For the first one, if the verb is transitive, you need to name the object. In the first sentence, work is object, and in the second sentence, it is object. Question number 2. Some boys threw stones at the frogs. Threw is transitive verb. Threw is transitive verb because here you are getting the answer of 2 questions. What and whom? So, stones and the frogs both will be your objects. The fire burnt the house. Burnt is your verb because here we are getting the answer of what just after the verb. So, burnt is your transitive verb and the house will be your object. The goat fell into the well. Fell is your intransitive verb. So, no object will be mentioned here. I know a funny little man. I know whom. So, know is transitive verb and your object will be little man or a funny little man. Both are correct. Number 6. Go and see your father tomorrow. Go and see, both are verbs, transitive verbs, and go and see whom. As we are getting the answer of whom, your father is object, then go and see will be your transitive verb. Take your books and go home. Take is your transitive verb, go is intransitive verb. Your books will be object, and if there is intransitive verb, there will be no object. Question number 8. My new watch keeps what? Good time. So here we are getting the answer of what, and object will be good time. As we are getting the answer of what, so keeps will be transitive verb. The clock stopped this morning. The clock stopped when? As we are getting the answer of when, so stopped will be intransitive verb and there will be no object. Mother Teresa won the Nobel Prize in 1979. Won what? The Nobel Prize. So one will be your transitive verb and the object will be the Nobel Prize. The crow sat on the branch and cawed. The crow sat where? Here we are getting the answer of where, so no object will be there, so sat will be intransitive verb. They videoed the function. Videoed is your verb, and after videoed we are getting the answer of what? The function. So the function will be your object and videoed will be your transitive verb. Question number 2. Complete the following sentences with an object. The teacher punished my brother. My brother wrote this novel. The sun gives sunshine. The tailor made my suit. The cat killed many rats. A shoemaker makes shoes. He broke window pane. The mason built houses. The policeman caught the thieves. The thief stole my money. Exercise 3. In the following sentences, underline the direct objects and circle the indirect objects. Beta, I don't have any option of encircling anything. So for indirect object, I am making the words italic. And for direct object, I am underlining the words. My brother hit the ball with the racket. The ball is direct. The racket is also direct object. So, because here we are getting the answer of what in both the cases. We ran a ration shop. Ration shop, we ran what? Ration shop. Ration shop is your direct object. My friend sold his car. My friend sold what? His car, direct object. The singer sang a song for us. The singer sang what for whom? A song, direct, us, indirect. My mother swept the floor today morning. My mother swept what? The floor. So the floor will be your direct object. The bear saw whom? A man. So a man will be your indirect object. The teacher taught the students computer. The teacher taught whom what? So when we get the answer of whom, that is your indirect object, and when we get the answer of what, that is your direct object. So the student will be indirect and computer will be direct object. The shopkeeper kept the counter clean. The shopkeeper kept what? Clean. Okay. The shopkeeper kept what? So the counter will be your, here we are getting the answer of what? So it will be your direct object. Now students, I would like to say a big thanks for listening to me patiently and carefully. Hope you are doing your work regularly in your English book and notebook. Thank you so much.